But he said, I expected him to stop. He said, "Hey, my kid."
Good morning. Katrina Collins Moy. Katrina Collins Moy.
Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you this morning?
I'm well, thank you for asking. How are you?
I'm doing good, thank you.
How can I help you?
Okay, actually, my son has a meeting scheduled for 11 o'clock this morning.
Okay, what's his name?
His name is Julius Moy, M-O-Y-E.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. We do have his matter ready whenever he is. Does he have an attorney, are you aware of?
He does have an attorney. That's going to be Attorney Quinn.
Okay, so that his attorney and your son can zoom in whenever they are ready. We're ready now. So whenever they want to zoom in, they don't have to wait till 11, but they can if they like. We're ready whenever they are.
Oh, okay. Just one moment. I'll have my son give his attorney a call. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
So, Dancer and Rosario, the only one that's seen the attorney. Shamley, I went and got. He hasn't seen an attorney. You're not on the interview. And that's all we got.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Number one, Julius Moy has an attorney. He's zooming in just to let you know.
Sir, who do you want to arraign from here? Because we only got two
counsel. I apologize. What was that, sir?
We only have Dantzler and Mr. Rosario, the only two that's been seen by the attorney. Mr. Shamley is waiting to talk to the attorney.
Okay, so if you could bring out the gentleman who spoke with the attorney, I believe we're ready on Dantzler and the other gentleman that you spoke of as well. Good morning, sir. What's
waiting
your name?
for my lawyer. The voice went out.
Okay, just be patient, and then we'll, as soon as your attorney is present, we'll handle your matter. Okay, sir?
Okay, sorry about that. I couldn't hear you. What did you say?
Just be patient, Mr. Moy. Your name is Mr. Moy, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, just be patient. Put your your microphone on mute, and as soon as your attorney zooms in, we'll handle your matter. Okay?
Okay.
All right. What was that, Councilman? Absolutely. Yep. No, take your time. Good morning, sir. What's your name?
Richard Dazzler, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Dantzler, and good morning, sir. Your attorney is going to get some information to help represent you. So just be one moment, sir. She'll be back in just a minute.
I appreciate it, Judge.
No worries.
How you doing?
Fine, you?
Whenever you're ready, Councilman.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mr. Chancellor?
Dantzler, that is correct. I have not. No.
Okay.
Okay. And good morning, sir. Again, Mr. Dantzler, could you state your name, please?
Richard Danzler.
Thank you. And again, good morning, sir. You're here for case 200584666, People State of Michigan versus Richard Ashley Dantzler. Sister Council.
Good morning, Your Honor. Member Robert C. 7644, hearing on behalf of Mr. Chancellor. Your Honor, it's been advised with rightful family, the actual court member is not guilty on this.
Thank you, Council. Court waive formal reading and her plea of not guilty. Mr. Dantzler, the court is scheduling 2 court dates, sir. You must attend them both. A probable cause conference on Tuesday, December the 8th. You have a right to a preliminary examination the following Tuesday, December 15th. Both 8:30 a.m. 36th District Court in front of Judge Giles. Mr. Dantzler, both of those hearings will take place via Zoom. That's an off-site streaming technology. Before you're released, if you're able to make bond, you will get information on how to connect for the Zoom hearing, but it is your responsibility to connect on time. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Not guilty, please entered as to bond.
Your Honor, I would respectfully ask for a personal bond in this case. First and foremost, because we are in a pandemic, I do believe that there's an increased risk of exposure to COVID-19 to anybody who's incarcerated at this time. Furthermore, Mr. Hanson has not had any contact with the complaining witness. Your Honor, I believe he's a truck driver, has been for 34 years. With his current company, he's been with them for 6 years. He's a high school graduate from Cooley High School. He's also indicated that he's attended some training school. Your Honor, he lives alone. He was born in California, but raised in Detroit and has been in Michigan for most of his life. Also, Your Honor, I do believe that it does have high blood pressure, so I have to take that into consideration as well. And for all the reasons stated, I am asking for personal bond.
Thank you, Sister Counsel. And Officer, please mark Mr. Dantzler's file medical for the reasons stated by counsel. Mr. Dantzler, this is a very serious assaultive allegation, and the court has concerns regarding the safety of the alleged victim. Also, court takes into consideration that we have 2 additional matters of assaultive nature against the alleged same victim that all occur within the city of Detroit that is concerning to the court. And the court takes into consideration your lack of capious history the court's aware of, that your ties to the community, the information provided by counsel, including your employment status as a truck driver as it relates to the ability to post bond. And the court has considered the current epidemic facing the nation. And the court has reviewed and considered the allegations set forth in the investigator's report, which are very serious assaultive allegations, and they include a numerous presence of threats, indicating on more than one occasion that allegedly that you would kill her and during an alleged sexual assault, and also alleged saying you do as I say or die as you allegedly held a gun in your hand. These are very serious concerning allegations. They're just allegations, but they're concerning for the reasons stated. During this bond, Mr. Dantzler, you are not to use any alcohol, no marijuana, no illegal controlled substance. You are not to purchase or possess a firearm or any dangerous weapon. And if you're able to make bond for the presence of threats, you're to be fit with the GPS tether. And absolutely no contact with Marquise Marie Pittman. No contact means no contact of any kind. No contact orally, in writing, through a third person at their place of residency, employment, or through any forms of social media. Absolutely no contact with Miss Pittman. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Given the information placed on the record provided by counsel and the concerns the court has, bond will be set $30,000, 10%.
Your Honor, may I just say one thing as it relates to ability to pay?
Absolutely.
I understand that Mr. Dantzler had 3 cases before the court. He has communicated to our office that the most that he would be able to post is $2,000. I ask you to take that into consideration, because I do believe that ability to pay is an important factor. And I would ask that the court set a bond relative to the not exceeding $2,000 and terminate them all for the case.
Thank you, and the court. Thank you, counsel, for that information. And the court's taken into consideration as stated his employment status as it relates to ability to post bond. He's gainfully employed as a truck driver, correct, Mr.? And how much?
My understanding, yes, sir.
How much money does he bring home weekly?
I'm sorry, Your Honor?
How much money does he bring home weekly?
I'll ask. Mr. Dantzler, did you hear the court court wants to know how much money you bring home weekly.
About 700.
Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate that information, and the court will take that into consideration as stated on the record. The bond on that matter is set as stated for the reasons stated. Mr. Dansley, your name again, please.
Richard Danzler.
Thank you. And sir, this matter is on case 20058-467, People State of Michigan versus Richard Ashley Dantzler. Sister Counsel.
Yes, sir. Robert Stern on behalf of Mr. Danforth, whereby his rightful standing as the court said that he is not
Morning,
represented for now.
How you doing, sir? Thank you. Thank you. The court, thank you. Waive formal reading under plea of not guilty. As with the prior matter, Mr. Dantzler, the court scheduling 2 court dates, sir. You must attend them both. A probable cause conference on December the 8th, which is a Tuesday. You have a right to a preliminary examination following Tuesday, December 15th, both 8:30 a.m., 36th District Court in front of Judge Giles. As with the prior matter, sir, both of those hearings will take place via Zoom, which is an off-site streaming technology. You'll get information on how to connect for that Zoom hearing, but it is your responsibility to connect on time. Not guilty plea is entered. That's the bond.
Your Honor, especially as it relates to bond, I would ask you to consider a personal bond. The reasons previously stated on the last page are that he understands not to have any contact with the complaining witness. I believe he is born self-born, but raised in the city of Detroit and has spent most of his life in Michigan. He indicates he has no prior criminal convictions. Ask the court to take that into consideration as well. That he's a truck driver, has been for approximately 34 years and has been with his current company for 6 years. A high school graduate from Fort High, did attend some trade school, and I believe does require high blood pressure medication. Again, he indicates no prior criminal history, Your Honor, and that he's currently with the law. Also, as the court is aware, it indicates the court that the most that he has indicated that he has time. Now, being that the court already exceeded that and setting the $30,000 10% bond on the other case, I would ask, Your Honor, he's 62 years old, I ask you to impose personal bond on this case due to the favorable reasons as well as his inability to pay.
Thank you, Sister Counsel. Mr. Dantzler, as always, your counsel has advocated very well on your behalf. The court takes into consideration information she provided as well, not including but not limited to your ties to the community, your employment status as a truck driver, where prior case you stated you brought home around $700 per week. The court considers a lack of capious history or criminal convictions. It's a very serious assaultive allegation, and the court notes that this is one of 3 files that the court has this morning where all allegations against yourself, sir, are assaultive allegations. All 3 separate instances, all 3 occurred in the city of Detroit, all 3 allegedly against the same victim, which is very concerning. And the court's read and considered the information alleged in the investigator's report on this matter, and is concerned regarding the information stated, the repeated alleged sexual assault. And as counsel stated, you're 62 years old. This allegation is a sexual assault against a young woman over 42 years younger than yourself, and the allegations in the investigator's report are extremely serious and concerning. And the court, as stated, notes that there are a number of allegations against the same victim, and that gives the court concern, as well as the assaultive allegations laid forth therein. And the court considers the current epidemic facing the nation as it relates to ability to post bond. Officer, as with the prior file, please mark Mr. Dantzler's file medical. Mr. Dantzler, as with the prior matter, during this bond, sir, there is absolutely no use of alcohol, no marijuana, no illegal controlled substance. You are not to purchase or possess a firearm or any dangerous weapon. If you make bond, you're to be fit with a GPS tether prior to release. And absolutely no contact with Marquise Pittman. No contact, Mr. Dantzler, means no contact of any kind. No contact orally, in writing, through a third person at their place of residency, employment, or through any forms of social media. Mr. Dantzler, absolutely no contact with Marquise Pittman. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any information placed on the record that concerns the court has regarding Ms. Pittman's safety as well as the public? Bond on this matter will be set in the amount $25,000, 10%.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Counselor. One moment, Mr. Dantzler. You have one additional matter, sir. And Mr. Dantzler, your name one more time, please.
Richard Danzler.
Thank you, sir. You're here with last matter on case 200588476, People's State of Michigan versus Richard Ashley Dantzler. Assistant Counsel.
Your Honor, yes, Mr. Dancer, even by the right full testing, yes, for them to plead not guilty of the crime.
Thank you. Assistant Counsel, court waive formal reading under plea of not guilty. Mr. Dantzler, the court scheduling the same 2 court dates as with the latter 2 matters. Probable cause conference scheduled December the 8th, which is a Tuesday. Sir, you have a right to a preliminary examination the following Tuesday, December 15th. Both will be heard 8:30 a.m., 36th District Court in front of Judge Giles. Both will take place via Zoom, which is an off-site streaming technology. You'll get information on how to connect for that hearing, but it's your responsibility to connect on time. Not guilty plea is entered as the bond.
We don't have any first. I'm asking for a personal bond on this case, first and foremost, again, we're in a pandemic, I believe there's an increased risk of exposure to anybody who's incarcerated at this time. Your Honor, I believe that, Mr. Dancer currently resides in the city of Detroit, and he was raised in Detroit, he was born in California, but has been in Michigan for most of his life. He indicates no prior criminal convictions, right? He's a truck driver, he's been doing that for 34 years. He has been with his car company for 6 years. He has indicated that he's a high school graduate from school time and has attended some trade school. I believe he does need medication for high blood pressure. He currently resides by himself, understands not have any contact with the complaining witness. Again, initially he had indicated, and it's my understanding that what he's capable of posting is no more than $2,000. The court has already exceeded that in the prior 2 cases. So I respectfully ask for a personal bond on this case due to his inability to pay and after taking consideration that he's 62 years old. And again, indicates no prior criminal conviction.
Thank you, counsel. And Mr. Dantzler, as always, your counsel has advocated well on your behalf. The court takes into consideration the information she provided. The court considers the lack of habeas history or criminal convictions the court's aware of. The court also notes the current epidemic and take into consideration for the purpose of bond the current epidemic facing the nation, as well as your employment status as stated by counsel as it relates to ability to post bond, where on a prior record it was placed by yourself that you are a truck driver bringing home roughly $700 per week. The court notes you have ties to the community. Very concerning to the court, Mr. Dantzler. This is one of 3 files that we've handled this morning. All of the allegations are assaultive sexual allegations. All allegations occurred in the city of Detroit. All allegations allegedly were against the same victim, which is very concerning. And the court has reviewed and considered the information alleged investigators report, which includes a number of assaultive concerning allegations to the court as with the other matters. And that's all allegedly against the same victim, which is very concerning. The court notes that in other matters, there was presence of threats against the individual. This matter includes statements that are concerning, including but not limited to when the alleged victim attempted to push herself off and back away from you. You allegedly quoted, "Don't run, I chase bad girls." And then there's other information that's concerning to the court regarding the sexual acts alleged in the report, as well as statements made by yourself that gives great concern to the safety of the alleged victim. Mr. Dantzler, as with the prior matters during this bond, you are not to use any alcohol, no marijuana, no illegal controlled substance. You are not to purchase or possess a firearm or any dangerous weapon. If you make bond, you're to be fit with the GPS tether. And as with the prior matters, absolutely no contact with Marquise Pittman. That means no contact of any kind. No contact orally, in writing, through a third person at her place of residency, employment, or through any forms of social media. Absolutely no contact with Miss Pittman. Is that clear? And for those reasons, bond will be set 30,000, 10%. Anything further?
Nothing further, Your Honor. I know that the court is, I will just say this for the record, I know that the court is relying heavily on, I believe, the investigator's report to make its decision in regards to the bond.
As well as the fact that there's 3 allegations on 3 separate incidents against the same victim with all assaultive allegations. So that's also, and the nature of these charges, which are serious assaultive charges. I don't mean to cut you off, but not only the investigator's report, there's other information that's very concerning to the court.
Yes, Your Honor. And I do understand that. We just want to point out for the record and for the court, which I'm sure the court is very, very aware, that at this point, there are allegations being made against Mr. Dantzler. And so we
Absolutely.
just ask the court at this stage to treat them as such as allegations that have not been proven to the court.
Absolutely, and the court, has taken an oath to do such that, and the court is doing such that. These are just allegations, but the court also has an obligation to protect the public, and that's one of the oaths the court took. And the court, for the reasons stated, has concern not only for the public, but specifically for the alleged victim, who, as stated, have 3 separate instances against the alleged same victim, all sexual in nature, and that's concerning not only the allegations, but the allegations of the statements made by Mr. Dantzler is very concerning to the court.
And I understand the court's position. I respect your decision, Your Honor. I would just ask if that's the earliest possible court date that we can give Mr. Dantzler.
Madam Clerk.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, counsel. Good luck, Mr. Dantzler. Good morning, Mr. Janavia.
Good morning, Your Honor. How are you?
Well, thanks. How are you, sir?
I'm doing just great.
Who you got?
Jody Kraft. I told her to check in at 10:45. I think we're scheduled at 11.
Okay. Yep, we're ready on Jody Kraft whenever she checks in. If you could just be patient. As soon as she checks in, we'll take care of that matter. Okay.
Thank
Good morning.
you, Judge.
Good morning, Judge. Christopher Quinn appearing on behalf of Mr. Moy, who I believe is online.
Thank you, counsel. And is your video not working, sir? Thank you, counsel, and good morning to you. Mr. Moy, could you state your name, please? And DDC, just give us one moment, please. We're going to handle this Zoom matter, and we'll get right back to you. Thank you, officers. Mr. Moy, state your name, please.
Julius Thomas Moy Jr.
Thank you, and good morning, Mr. Moy Jr. And your appearance, please, counsel.
Christopher Quinn, P694483, appearing on behalf of Mr. Moy, who consents to appearing via Zoom this morning.
Thank you, counsel. And again, good morning. Did you say P69483, sir?
That's correct, Judge.
Thank you. And this is case 200457993, People State of Michigan versus Julius Thomas Moy. As to the arraignment, counsel.
My client waives the formal reading of the information and stands mute.
Court waive formal reading and information enter plea of not guilty. Mr. Moy and counsel, the court scheduling a pretrial date you must attend on January the 4th. That's 8:30 a.m., 36th District Court in front of Judge Bryant. Mr. Moy, that hearing will take place via Zoom. You'll get information on how to connect, but it's your responsibility to connect on time for the Zoom hearing January the 4th, 8:30, 36th District Court in front of Judge Bryant. Is that clear, Mr. Moy?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. Not guilty. Please enter counsel as to bond.
As to bond, Mr. Moy, I believe there was an outstanding warrant. When there was a warrant, he contacted me. I then contacted the court and made arrangements to have this hearing set up today. But for the pandemic, Mr. Moy would have been there earlier. He is employed for full time. He has retained counsel, Judge. This is a non-violent offense. I would ask for a personal bond in this matter, Judge.
Thank you, counsel. And Mr. Moy, your attorney's advocated well on your behalf, and the court takes into consideration the information he provided. The court also takes into consideration a lack of capious history or criminal convictions the court's aware of. The court notes these are very serious. It's a very serious allegation, Mr. Moy, but it is non-assaultive. The court, as stated, takes into consideration not only your ties to the community, but the current epidemic facing the nation, as well as the information alleged in the investigator's report. Mr. Moy, it's very important, sir, you listen to the court on all aspects so you don't get possibly locked up for not listening. Mr. Moy, during this bond, sir, there's no use of alcohol, no marijuana, and no illegal controlled substance. Is that clear?
Yes, Your Honor.
And during this bond, sir, there's to be no driving. Is that understood?
Oh, now I have a question about that. I work Monday through Friday, 5 to 5, and that's how. Do I need to get like a lift or a ride to work to be able to go?
Counsel, are you aware of any prior?
No, he doesn't have any. He doesn't have any prior moving violations, Judge. And I believe his license is still valid, although it's with the pending case.
Right.
Mr. Moy, the court's going to strike that condition of no driving. but you have to listen to your counsel as well as the Secretary of State. If your license is valid, sir, you can operate your vehicle. But there's, to be clear, absolutely no use of alcohol, no marijuana, no illegal controlled substance. Is that understood?
Yes, Your Honor. One more thing. When I went to the Secretary of State, because my wallet did get stolen, they told me that it was a hold on my license because of the case.
Okay, so that it sounds like your license is not valid then properly.
That was
Keep going.
because of the warrant, Judge. The warrant's
Yeah.
been set aside. That's been taken care of. Ms. Gray removed that.
Has he
warrant.
paid his clearance fee, the $45 clearance fee that it could be attached when it suspends the license or when it takes action on the license?
Go ahead.
I'll talk to him about that. At this point,
Okay.
the warrant's been set aside. If there's any fees, he'll take care of it. I think it may be an issue with the Secretary of State.
Right. So, Mr. Moy, I do not want you driving until you check with the Secretary of State regarding the status of your license. If it's valid, the court has no issue with you driving, but I want you to check with the Secretary of State regarding status. And it should go without saying, but if your license is not valid, there's to be no driving. But if it's valid, the court has no issue with you driving. No alcohol, marijuana, illegal controlled substance. Check with Secretary of State prior to operation. Is that clear?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
Anything else, counsel?
No, Judge. Thank you.
You're welcome. For the reasons stated, bond on this matter will be set in the amount $8,000 personal bond. It's going to be a personal bond, Mr. Moy. Listen to the court in all aspects, sir. Good luck, counsel. Anything further?
No, Judge. Have a good day.
Good luck, counsel.
Yeah.
You too, sir.
He hasn't even gone yet.
When he's done, I let him out.
Good morning, Mr. Janadia. Brother counsel, is that Ms. Kraft?
Yes, I think I one that says connecting the audio.
Okay, can you,
Ms. Kraft, good morning.
yes, good morning,
State your name.
Jody Kraft.
Thank you. Good morning, Ms. Kraft. You're here for case 20059-646, People State of Michigan versus Jody Lynn Kraft, also known as Jody Lynn Mazzara. Brother counsel.
Yes, Judge Jerry Kennedy on behalf of Ms. Kraft. Waive the reading, stand.
Thank you. Thank you. And your P number, sir?
47999, Your Honor.
Thank you, counsel. Court waive formal reading under plea of not guilty. Court scheduling a probable cause conference, Ms. Kraft. Mr. Janadia, you must attend January the 6th. That's 8:30 a.m., 36th District Court in front of Judge King. That hearing will take place via Zoom, Ms. Kraft. That's an off-site streaming technology similar to what you're using today. You'll get information on how to connect, but it is your responsibility to connect on time. Is that understood, Ms. Kraft?
Yes,
Thank you. Not guilty, please entered as to bond.
Judge, I request a personal bond. She obviously is here today voluntarily. She was released on a earlier this year, I think, believe back in August. I scheduled this day with Ms. Gray. There haven't been any problems since she's been out. She's just been staying home with the pandemic. I don't see that there's any pattern of behavior that would lead the court to think that she's likely to get in that after court.
Thank you, counsel. Ms. Kraft, your attorneys advocated well on your behalf, and the court takes into consideration the information he provided. As counsel stated, the court's unaware of any capious history or criminal convictions in the past. Ms. Kraft, this is a very serious felony allegation. It's very important you listen to the court. And during this bond, the court considers the current epidemic facing the nation, information provided by counsel, as well as employment status as stated as it relates to the ability to post bond, and the information alleged in the investigator's report. Ms. Kraft, during this bond, there's absolutely not to possess or purchase a firearm or any other dangerous weapon. Is that understood?
yes,
And for those reasons, Ms. Kraft, you're receiving a $7,500 personal bond. You don't have to post any money, Ms. Kraft. You have a Zoom hearing January 6th, 2021 in front of Judge King at 8:30 in 36th District Court. Good luck, Ms. Kraft. Good luck, brother counsel. Anything further, sir?
No, thank you, Judge. Have a good day.
You too. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Mr. Sinclair?
Yes, sir. How are you?
Well, good morning. Thanks. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
How
Well,
can I help you, sir?
I'm here on Shataya Sutton. It's my understanding that she be arraigned this morning.
Okay, it's a female.
Yes, sir.
Okay, be patient. We're gonna finish up the males, and then we'll get over to the female side, and we'll try to call your individual first.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, DDC. I appreciate your accommodations as always. If go forward at your pleasure, sir, ma'am. Thank you, DDC, again for your accommodations. Sir, your name?
Luis Rosario.
Good morning, Mr. Rosario.
Morning, sir.
Thank you. You're here for case 200612888, People State of Michigan versus Luis Guillermo Rosario. Counsel.
Yes, Roberts, I'm hearing on behalf of Mr. Rosario. Supervisor Grateful can mute as a court member who is not guilty on his behalf.
Or away formal reading under plea of not guilty. We'll get to the court dates in a moment, Esteban.
Mr. Rosario, understands he cannot have any contact with the complaining witness. I believe he currently resides in the city of Detroit. And he's a lifelong resident of the state of Michigan, 36 years old. I believe that he has a GED. I think he also does have heart issues. And he can't download Zoom on his phone. He currently resides with his wife, who has 2 children. I would respect to ask the court to keep that into consideration as well as the current pandemic and consider giving him a personal bond.
Thank you, Sister Counsel. This is a very serious allegation, sir. The court is going to schedule, enter a plea of not guilty and schedule a probable cause conference. Mr. Rosario, you must attend January the 6th. That's 8:30 a.m., 36th District Court in front of Judge Jones. That hearing, sir, will take place via Zoom. Before you're released, you'll get information on how to connect for that Zoom hearing, but it is your responsibility to connect on time. Do you understand?
Yes, sir. What's the date, if you don't mind me asking again?
Absolutely, I do not, and I appreciate that you did. January the 6th, January 6th, 2021, 8:30 a.m. in front of Judge Jones at the 36th District Court. Is that understood?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. And this is a very serious charge, felony allegation, sir. The court notes you have prior felony convictions of assault of nature, and that's very concerning to the court. Court notes the current epidemic facing the nation, as well as employment status and information provided by counsel as it raised the ability to post bond. The court's also reviewed and considered the information alleged in the investigator's report, as well as your ties to the community and lack of capious history the court's aware of. During this bond, sir, you are not to purchase or possess a firearm or any other dangerous weapon. Is that understood?
Yes, sir.
And you are not to be in possession of any spray paint. Is that clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, Your
And
Honor.
no contact with the alleged victims, no contact during this bond with Robert Abo, no contact with Bilal Hassin, and no contact with Cynthia Munoz. No contact with any of those individuals, sir, means no contact of any kind. No contact orally, in writing, through a third person, at their place of residency, employment, or through any forms of social media. Absolutely no contact. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
And to be clear, sir, there's no contact of any or no possession of any kind with any type of spray paint or any painting materials. And Mr. Rosario, if you're found to be in any possession, it's a violation of your bond, and you could get locked up just for simply not listening. So to be clear, there's no possession of those materials. Is that understood?
Yes, Your Honor.
Given the information placed on the record, as well as an alleged investigator's report provided by counsel, and given the nature of this charging epidemic facing the nation, bond will be set $10,000 personal bond. Mr. Rosario, you're being released on a personal bond. Listen to the court in all aspects, sir. Good luck.
Oh,
Is the attorney ready on family? Or not?
You ready for Shamley, Your Honor?
Yes, ma'am. Thanks for asking. Good morning. Your name, please.
Good morning. Oh, don't take it off. Oh, my bad, my bad. AJ Shamley.
Thank you, Mr. Shamler.
You're welcome.
We're here, sir, for case number 200447777, People State of Michigan versus AJ Jamal Shamley, also known as AJ Jamel Shamley. Counsel.
Here, Robert, here on behalf of Mr. Shamley, the right will bear mute after court record is not guilty on his behalf.
Court waive formal reading on our plea of not guilty. We'll get to the court date in a moment as to bond.
When I with respect, I ask for a federal bond. Just 1 moment.
Thank you.
See why you never take the mask off?
Yes. Yes, ma'am. I just try to hold that in too.
Okay. Your Honor, first and foremost, to the current health category that are basically anybody who is at incarcerated is at increased risk of exposure at this time. In addition, Your Honor, I do believe that Mr. Shamley has 4 children, that he is working, and has been for approximately 7 months. I do understand that there is a case in this case. Out, Your Honor, that when he was previously arraigned, at the time that our officer arraigned him, I believe he was not aware of his phone number and was not able to provide us with family contact. And that was back in May, which I would just point out that's during the time of the pandemic time. So I also believe that Mr. Shamley at some point believed that he did not have to appear on this case. And I think that now as he's before the court, we understand most importantly that he did not have contact with the complaining witness, and also that the case is not over. Is that correct, Mr. Shamley? Did you hear me, Mr. Shamley? You understand you can't have any contact with the complainant and you have to appear for all future court dates, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And what, Mr. Shamley or counsel, did you not understand about that at the last court date?
At the I didn't have no contact with her. It's just my sister was.
The court's concerned, and I don't want to hear about your contact. I believe you're being recorded, sir. My concern, and counsel can address this, or Mr. Shamley, is your capias, sir. You were given a court date. You were given, I believe, a personal bond. You were released. You're given a court date, and you allegedly failed to appear. So why did you? I need information on why you failed to appear, if you have any information, counsel or Mr. Shamley.
So,
because
I'm going to defer to Mr. Shamley, but it's my understanding that he thought he did not have to appear. And Mr. Shamley, can you tell us why you believe that you did not have to appear?
Yes, ma'am. Because my sister had told me. Because my sister had told me, my little sister, I never contacted her. My little sister and them still talk because we have kids. She told my little
That's
sister.
That's not what we're talking. We're not talking about contact.
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
No, I'm just saying that why I believe.
Hold on, Mr. Shamley. This is your attorney speaking. I'm trying to help you. All I'm trying to say is why did you feel like you did not have to come back to court? Just give us the answer. The answer.
I'm trying to
get into specifics. Why did you feel like you did not have to come back to court?
I'm just trying to tell you. All right, they had a conversation, and then my sister came back to me like, well, she said she didn't even press charges, or she's not even going to court. So I thought like I didn't have to. I thought it was just dropped at that point, and I didn't.
Okay, so Mr. Shamley, so how old is your sister?
My sister's 18.
Okay, so a judge told you to appear to court, and then your little sister told you not to appear, and you chose to listen to your little sister and not the court. And then did you ever call the court and ask them, or did you just defer to your little sister and take her advice?
I went down there like a dummy. I went all the way downtown, and then for them to tell me that the court not open.
Understood. And then we had this via Zoom. So did you ever call the court and say, no? Did you ever call the court?
I didn't even know.
So when you came down to the court to attempt to get information, you just left it at that. You never called or never followed through.
They was like, you can't come in here. They was like, it's closed. They didn't say nothing about, oh, it should be a Zoom. They didn't. When I left out of here, they didn't give me no papers that said Zoom. You see what I'm saying? Like I didn't even know nothing about it.
Mr. Shamley, I don't know if that's accurate, sir, because we give people paperwork as well as on the record at numerous times. And regardless, it's your responsibility, Mr. Shamley, to attend court dates. It's your responsibility to follow through. And that's not an excuse. If you're attempting to blame this or put the blame on your little sister for your failing to appear to a court date, that's unacceptable. It's your responsibility, Mr. Shamley. You're locked back up because you didn't fail to appear. You didn't listen to the court. And it's very important, I stress this, that you listen to the court, because if you continue to fail to listen to the court, you're going to continue to get locked up until this matter is adjudicated in some form or fashion. It's your responsibility. You have to take responsibility, Mr. Shamley. And the fact that your little sister told you something and you simply didn't follow through from that point and speak with anybody at the court's concerning to the court. Anything else you'd like the court to know on that?
If I can, I mean, I will just say, Your Honor, I do understand what the court's expectations are. I just think that this has been unprecedented times for a lot of people as to what they're supposed to be doing, especially those who are parties in criminal cases, as to what they're supposed to do when the court building is closed.
A phone call. That's all, a phone call, one phone call. If you would have made a phone call, and even if we didn't answer, the court taken into consideration. But he was before the judge who ordered him to come to court. The only other information he said not to come was from his little sister, and he never made a phone call to the court. And so I don't find that to be too confusing.
If I may go just proceed, Your Honor, Mr. Shamley, at the time that our office had contact with him last time, when he was before the court, again, did not know the number to provide to us and was unable to give us a family contact number. So unfortunately, due to those circumstances at the time of arraignment, we did not have a valid number to get in contact with him either.
And I appreciate
know that the court is saying that it's his
responsibility. And I appreciate you trying to take responsibility, but it's not your responsibility.
But you're correct, but at least if we would have had that, we would have been able to instruct him as to what to do when you're turned away from the court. But don't just wait around it and hope that something comes later on or get different information. I mean, at this point in time, I can assure the court that we now have
and I just want to make this clear too. He's previously been convicted of a similar related offense. He was convicted of a assaultive conviction, similar related conviction. So he's been through this process before. He knows about court dates. He knows about showing up to court. He was convicted. So, sir, you've been through this process before, and it's not a new process to this gentleman.
But yes, it is. If we're going off what's on there, the 2017 court date, then what's happened in this court since March of 2020 and the procedures that have unfolded is new to people who have not had criminal
Understood.
In the past. So that's true. New in some regards. It is new in how
absolutely. And I appreciate that. And that, absolutely, you're correct. It's new in some regards. But what's not new is listening to the court. What's not new is taking responsibility and following through with your obligations. What's not new is that when a judge tells you something, you listen to the court's orders and simply don't disregard. And if you have issues or you need clarification, the court has been open for somebody to. And another issue is that how was he taken into custody? He never contacted the court. The court's unaware he ever surrendered himself to authorities, never looked into it from that point forward. And that's concerning to the court. Mr. Shamley, and we'll get during this bond, you're not to purchase or possess a firearm or any dangerous weapon. And to be clear, Mr. Shamley, there's no contact with Tracy Cody. And that's no contact of any kind. No contact orally in writing through a third person at their place of residency, employment, or through any forms of social media. And that includes through your sister or through anybody. No contact with Miss Cody, period. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Anything further, counsel?
Is the court leaving them as that by Judge Garrett?
The 510%.
510%. Okay. Your Honor, just for the record, I have been in discussion with the Honorable Judge Garrett, and I am able to get a decision other than what the court has said. I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. If I am able to get information regarding Judge Garrett's objection or lack of an objection to reducing the bond and bring us back to the court.
You can bring it back, but if Judge Garrett wants to change the bond on his own, he can share. If there's any information that you'd want to share to the court, then I can, and I'll recall it at any point in time. But if he wants to simply just change the bond, he can change the bond himself. If there's any information other than what the court's aware of, then always recall it and I'll take that information into consideration. But for this, at this point in time, the court is scheduling a pre-trial date, December the 9th. That's a Wednesday, 8:30 a.m., 36th District Court in front of Judge Austin Garrett. Sir, that hearing is taking place via Zoom. That's an off-site streaming technology. Mr. Shanley, if you're able to make bond and release, your bond is set 510%. That's $50 bond, sir. If you're able to make bond, you're getting information before on how to connect for the Zoom hearing. The court is going to send the information over to the detention center, and you'll get that prior to being released. Mr. Shanley, it's your responsibility to attend that court date on time, 8:30 a.m. via Zoom in front of Judge Austin Garrett, 36th District Court. Is that understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And the bond is set, given the nature of the charge, your capious history, and the court's considered the current epidemic facing the nation, as well as the information provided by counsel, and the court's considered your prior convictions, as well as your capious history. Anything further, counsel?
Not at this time, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you, counsel. Good luck, Mr. Shamley. Make sure and listen to the court, sir. Take your time. Oh, thank you. Is it 10,000 personal?
Yes.
Thank you. You're great. Good morning. Your name, please?
Charles Griffin, sir?
Charles Griffin?
Yes, sir.
Good morning. You can put your mask up if you'd like to protect yourself. That's up to you, sir. Mr. Griffin here for case 200621993, People's State of Michigan versus Charles Griffin, sister counsel. Thank you. Court will waive formal reading under plea of not guilty. Mr. Griffin, the court scheduling a probable cause conference. Sir, you must attend January the 6th. It's 8:30 a.m., 36th District Court in front of Judge Giles. That hearing, Mr. Griffin, will take place via Zoom. Sir, that's an off-site streaming technology. You'll get information on how to connect for that Zoom hearing before you're released, but it is your responsibility to connect on time. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Not guilty is entered, Mr. Griffin. Sister counsel has the bond.
As bond, Your Honor, respectfully asking for personal bond, as this does appear to be a non-assaultive allegation. Your Honor, I believe that Mr. Griffin currently resides in Livonia. He's indicating he's better in court. We've been in custody, as he indicates, since November 30th. Also, Your Honor, it's my understanding at this time, he's looking for employment and is doing applications every day. He also indicates no prior assault with criminal convictions, that he's currently unemployed. So based on that information, as well as the current pandemic,
Thank you, counsel. Mr. Griffin, your attorney, as always, advocates well on your behalf, and the court takes into consideration the information she provided, including but not limited to your lack of employment status as it relates to the ability to post bond. The court considers the current epidemic facing the nation, as well as lack of capious history or criminal convictions. Mr. Griffin, this is a very serious felony allegation. It's very important you listen to the court, sir, and the court notes you have ties to the community, as well as the court's read and considered the information alleged investigators report. During this bond, Mr. Griffin, you are not to purchase or possess a firearm or any dangerous weapon. Is that understood?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. And Mr. Griffin, for those reasons, sir, you're being released on a $7,500 personal bond. Good luck, Mr. Griffin. I hope it all works out well for you, sir. Make sure and listen to the court. Absolutely. One thing. DDC, is that all the males? We'll meet you on the female side.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. 1 second. 1 second. What's up, man? What?
I'm sorry. We're done. Yeah, that's just
Okay.
Sister Counsel, I believe that's all for you.
yeah, the only one left is Miss Sutton, right? That's okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a nice afternoon.
You too. We're out there meeting.
Thank you, ma'am. Appreciate you. Mr. St. Clair, we're ready on your matter. Good morning, ma'am. Your name, please. Good morning, Ms. Sutton. And good morning, counsel. Your appearance, please.
Good morning, and I'm Christopher Sinclair, appearing on behalf of the judge present on
Your P number, please.
80512.
80512. And brother counsel, she has a couple of matters here. First, we're going to handle some misdemeanor allegations. Are you representing her on those as well, or just on the felony allegations? We have some traffic matters.
Just the felony allegations. I don't have any information.
Okay, so give us 1 moment. We'll handle Ms. Sutton's misdemeanor charges, and we'll get to your case right after that. Okay. Ms. Sutton, your name one more time, please.
Sutton.
Okay, so Ms. Sutton, as just stated, you're here for a couple of reasons. We'll get through them one at a time, so please listen closely. First, I'm going to read you your rights, Ms. Sutton. You have a right to remain silent. Anything that you say orally or in writing can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney, have one present during questioning and at all future proceedings. If you cannot afford an attorney, the court will provide you one at the public's expense. Did you hear and understand your rights?
Yes.
Okay, first, Ms. Sutton, we're going to handle some matters. We have warrants for your arrest, 36th District Court, for failing to appear. You're going to be released on a personal bond on these allegations, Ms. Sutton. The court scheduling a pretrial date that will take place January the 5th. That's 8:30 a.m., 36th District Court in front of Judge Christopher Blount. January 5th, 2021. Ms. Sutton, that hearing will take place via Zoom. That's an off-site streaming technology. You'll get information on how to connect for that Zoom hearing. It is your responsibility to connect on time. Is that understood?
Yes.
Thank you. And this is in regard to ticket number SP988840. This took place on about April 21st, 2019. Count 1, drive while license suspended. Count 2, no insurance misdemeanor on 2015 Chrysler. During this bond, Ms. Sutton, there's to be no driving. Is that understood?
Yes.
These two allegations, ma'am, are both misdemeanor charges. They carry up to a $500 fine and or 93 days in jail as a maximum fine and penalty. Court will recall your warrant, set aside capious under plea of not guilty on each open matter. As a reminder, Ms. Sutton, you'll be released on those allegations on a personal bond, and you have a court date you must attend via Zoom, January 5th, 2021, 8:30 a.m., 36th District Court in front of Judge Christopher Blount. Ms. Sutton, you have one additional matter. Could you state your name again, please?
Cynthia Sutton.
Thank you. And this is case 200-61849, People State of Michigan versus Sadea Elise Sutton. Counsel?
Good morning. Claire appearing with on behalf of Ms. Sutton, P80512. Today's date for Raymond Samuel Way from the complaint.
Thank you, Counsel. Court will enter plea of not guilty, waive formal reading. And enter plea of not guilty, Ms. Sutton. Counsel, the court scheduling two court dates that you must attend. A probable cause conference on December the 8th, Tuesday, December the 8th, 2020. You have a right to a preliminary examination the following Tuesday, December the 15th, 2020. Both 8:30 a.m., 36th District Court in front of Judge Archer. Ms. Sutton, as with your prior matters, those hearings will take place via Zoom, which is an off-site streaming technology. You'll get information on how to connect, but it's your responsibility to connect on time. Not guilty, please entered as the bond.
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Sutton is 20 years old. She has a residence in the city of Detroit. She has a 4-year-old son. She has connections to the city. She does not have a prior felony record. She works at Beaumont Hospital and the housekeeping department. It's my understanding that the charges arose out of basically a surprise attack that was, and Ms. Sutton was the victim and was forced to defend herself as a result of that attack. And I'm just asking for, she's retained counsel in this matter, so I believe that she'll appear for each court date moving forward, and that she's serious about the adjudication of this matter to completion. I'm asking for a low cash bond in this matter.
Thank you, counsel. And you say she works as housekeeping at a hospital. Do you know how much she brings home per week?
I don't ask about income. No.
Ms. Sutton, how much do you bring home a week?
If I do overtime, it'll be like maybe $9.50.
Thank you. This is a very serious allegation, Ms. Sutton. It's extremely assaultive, concerning allegation, and the court considers that positive advocacy. Your counsel has advocated well on your behalf, and the court takes into consideration the information he provided, as well as the current epidemic facing the nation. And the court takes into consideration your employment status, as stated by yourself and counsel, as it relates to ability to post bond. This is a very serious assaultive allegation. The court also has concerns regarding your capious history on unrelated matters, that Ms. Sutton tells the court you failed to appear as ordered on unrelated matters, and that gives the court concern regarding your intention to appear and handle this matter as ordered. The court also takes into consideration the information alleged in the investigative report, which is serious concerning allegations. It's alleged, ma'am, that after an altercation, you allegedly stabbed the victim in the left eye, in the left side, twice in the left arm, in the back, and in the hip. Those are very concerning assaultive allegations set forth, and it concerns the court regarding Miss Michelle Harris's safety. Miss Sutton, during this bond, ma'am, you are not to purchase or possess a firearm or any dangerous weapon. If you're able to make bond, you're to be fit with the GPS tether, and you are not to have any contact with Michelle Harris. No contact means no contact of any kind. No contact orally, in writing, through a third person at their place of residency, employment, or through any forms of social media. Absolutely no contact with Michelle Harris. Is that clear?
Yes.
And Ms. Sutton, given the information alleged in the investigator's report, which includes that there's allegedly video surveillance of the incident and the information alleged that leans towards the likelihood of conviction. Also concerning given your capious history and the nature of these charges and the information placed on the record, bond on this matter set in the amount $200,000 cash surety. Anything further, counsel?
Will the court consider a 10% provision in this matter for the reason that I'm going to state? The altercation is essentially undeniable, but I do believe, based on the information I have in my possession, that Ms. Sutton has a valid self-defense claim. The situation is
Okay, and that's for the trier effects, correct? Excuse me?
I said self-defense is essentially for the trier fact to determine, but one of the items that the court is to consider as it relates to bond is a is believed by the trier fact that there wouldn't be a conviction. So that's why I brought it to the court's attention. So
Thank you, counsel.
I asked the court to consider either a lower cash bond or at least a 10% provision on the current bond.
Thank you, counsel. And the court starts out at a personal bond and is considered 10% in personal bonds upon reviewing of this case. And the court has concerns for the reason that's already been placed on the record. She has a capious history. She's proven to the court that she does not appear as ordered, and that concerns the court regarding her intention to appear and handle this matter. And also, these are very serious assaultive allegations. Given the information placed on the record, the bond is set appropriately. Given not only the assurance that she appears, though she's demonstrated in the past that she has failed to listen to the court in that regard, but also regarding the safety of the alleged victim, given the information placed on the record, the bond is set as stated. Anything further, counsel?
Yeah. Because of the capious situation, I'd ask the court to consider a GPS tether to address that. The court will know exactly.
She's already got a tether, counsel. The court already put a tether.
I didn't hear the court say that. I'm sorry. Okay. Thank you.
Anything further?
Nope.
Thank you. Good luck, counsel. Good luck, Ms. Sutton. Listen to the court.
What were the court dates again, sir?
The two court dates, Ms. Sutton, is December the 8th, which is Tuesday, and your preliminary examination is the following Tuesday, December 15th, both 8:30 a.m., 36th District Court in front of Judge Archer via Zoom.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Good luck. DDC, we'll see you this afternoon. Is there any males or females you're aware of that it's at 48 hours? I can't wait till the afternoon.
No, sir.
Thank you. Appreciate your help. See you this afternoon.